everyone, and welcome to the Train World Season 2. We're finally here. I have been doing a fair bit of work behind the scenes within my Train World, and I'll show you what I have been doing. But as you can see in the background, I have finally figured out how the bees work. There was a bit of a backlog of work behind me, and as you can see, an issue that I have been having, mainly the rubber banding of the various trains, has been fixed. Hopefully this train here departs, so you'll see that there's no issues. And as you can see here, there is little to no rubber banding and lag. A tiny bit there, but that should be fine. But as you can see here, tiny bit, but still that's negligible compared to the amount of rubber banding that I had before. But now allow me to go around and show you what I've been doing. First stop is my mine. As you can see, nothing much, but I decided to create this framework out of spruce wood to give off the impression of a Old West mining tower of sorts. I'll tell you a bit more about how I managed to do this after I showed you the wood cutting facility, and there's a couple of spots I need to fix up there, but I'll do them in the future. So next up, the wood cutting facility. And as you can see, we're here at the wood cutting facility, where there is no lot of change here except for extra oak cutting facilities over in that direction. However, the biggest change is that I have been working on the exterior of the facility. Did not mean to create a screenshot, but yeah, let me take you up to the roof. I was inspired to make all this from old factory pictures with those sloping roofs. I'll be doing the same with my base factory in the future. So there's that. I've also added a pair of bearings on the inside of these windmill towers to attach an additional 2 windmills for extra power, so that will be something to do in the future. As you can see, there hasn't been much change on the inside except for an automatic crafter here for the spruce and oak wood I used to build this facility here in the tower over at the mining shaft. And I used a unique mod for that. It's called Effortless Building. And all it does is give me this little radial menu to create various construction templates. Sort of like how Space Engineer Creative Mode does it. So I used a lot of these 3 on the walls and ceiling, along with this for the roof. So yeah, there's that. Now what we're doing today is paramount, because during the holiday break I got a bit of a problem, and that is this. I'm slowly running out of andesite. And also another problem with my world and these particular factory gauges, but after a bit of deletion of some files in the save folder, it was fixed. So andesite. I'll have it go to a complete 100 stacks of storage, like I did with... Actually, I didn't do for that. Actually, yeah, I'll do that. Set up the whole factory gauges all over again. And add 2 additional factory gauges. Move it over here. Yeah, that'll work. There we go, that'll work. So I can add 2 more factory gauges here for the gravel and flint I'll need for making the andesite. So here I will need that. Before I forget, I will set up the factory gauges. Issue is I need another one. Okay, and that's an easy build there. Perfect, so perfect. Now then, need some gravel and flint. Oh, both of which are in here. Perfect. Here I put my other backpacks in that storage chest over there for the time being, so I have a bit more room in my inventory for there we go. Now then, according to the thing, it's 2 flint and 1 gravel, so change that up to 32. Won't name the inputs yet, and that to the full 64. There we go. Now then, I'm going to be producing all that in here, so first things first, clear all this out except for the piping of the water leading up to the obsidian generators on top. Might change all that somewhat. So yeah, I've got a fair bit of destruction to do, so now, a quick point, I still have a fair bit of cobblestone in these chests here, so I'll be carrying them out to some filters later, but well, yeah, honestly, I haven't thought too much about all this, but it's a good plan at least. Curiosity, where is all this power coming from? Probably from... Aha! So it was one of those situations where the Alright, I've switched on the power system downstairs, but this isn't running upstairs, so better quickly check downstairs, see where the power cutoff is. Okay. Oh, I think I know where the power cutoff is. This was also feeding over there. Right. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to think of something going in, but it's gonna take a while, so I might disappear for a bit while getting all this.
Alright, here I am almost a week later, just because my old microphone decided it didn't want to live anymore, so yeah, well, I've done a tiny bit of work in this area. I've moved the piping around the room and changed where the water source is. Extended this tank so that the lava, well, there'll be more lava in here, and reconnected everything upstairs to the facilities down here. So, alright, the next thing I need to do is probably get rid of all this floor because, well, I'm not sure where everything will be going at the moment, but let me just think for a minute. Alright, I've just finished a setup, so hopefully this works. Andesite mix active. These are moving, but will they be moving here? Looks like it. But in the meantime, I should set up the output. Looks like it's working. Beautiful, beautiful, excellent. Okay, around this time I realized that the outputs were only going to the furthest left of the system, so I had to remove all but the center two so that all the tanks could get their materials. It was also here when I realized my B courier system was acting up, so I had to pause in order to fix it up. Well, regardless, regardless of what's going on here, I'll keep building up the system, okay, yeah, andesite production is fine, but I've hit a snag, and that is no lava. But I can fix that in an instant. All I need is access upstairs, obviously. And the space. Now then, all I need now is some bulk fermenters. Not sure if I have any. I do! Only 3. And 32. That's I didn't know at the time that the bulk fermenters only did 50 milliliters of lava regardless of the size of the tank. So yeah, I had a lot of fun figuring that out. Not as efficient as I was expecting, but okay, it's per bit of cobblestone. Luckily for me, I quickly realized that it was 50 millibuckets per tower, not more, not less. So unfortunately, that's all the time I have this week, even with the delay that I had with my microphone. I'll have to fix up the logistics network here. I'll probably be doing that during the week, but until then, this is Kamen JetStorm signing out.